When we first moved to Asheville in 2004, I personally had no expectations. Well, I mean, everything was new to me back then. New country, new town, new culture. 20 years later, I can now share with you top 10 realities of living in Asheville, North Carolina. So stay tuned. So a lot of people first discover and visit Asheville as tourists, and then they decide to move here. And one of the top things people come in here for is our great outdoors. So what outdoors, where, how far are they, what time of the year can you do them? So let's break it down. First, and probably most popular outdoor activity here in the area is hiking. And great thing about Asheville, North Carolina, and pretty much all surrounding areas is that you don't even have to go anywhere to hop on the trail and go hiking. Blue Ridge Mountain goes through Asheville. There's several access points throughout Asheville. So it's just a matter of minutes and you can jump on the parkway, park anywhere on the side of the road where you see other cars park, and you go on. There's miles and miles of trails everywhere in town. A lot of neighborhoods have access to Blue Ridge Parkway and trails as well. So again, you don't have to go anywhere. Places like Biltmore Estate, Arboretum, Bent Creek also have a lot of trails for hiking and biking, and they are right here in town. In Asheville and pretty much the whole Western North Carolina, you can be outdoors and do hiking all year round because we have such mild climate. We don't have extreme weather, we don't have extreme temperatures, almost never. And so you can do it all year round. And hiking is exactly what we love to do with our kids. A lot of times we would just go on a hiking quick and easy after school, after work, when we pick up the kids, hop on the parkway, go to Biltmore or Arboretum. Again, it's super easy, and there's a ton of trails that cater to different levels and different experience levels. So you can find something that you love for sure. Now, if you are into mountain biking, again, you don't even have to go outside of town. Bent Creek Experimental Forest is located in Asheville, just southwest of downtown Asheville, and offers a ton of biking trails there as well. That cater to different levels, and people like me who are not a very experienced mountain biker, and even my kids who are, also learning, can have no problem going on some of those trails in Bent Creek. Now, if you want some more difficult, more technical trails, then you can go to some other parks and some other trails right outside of Asheville. ℍ𝕬𝕟 is located in Hendersonville, and it's, offers a different level of mountain biking and different experience of mountain biking. Then Rock Creek is another place where more experienced mountain bikers go. It has a shuttle, so you will be shuttled up and then you ride yourself down. Never been there, never done that. It's too much. I'm not gonna try. But FYI, you can look it up. I'm gonna put links to them in the description. And of course, in wintertime, although we don't have a lot of snow, but temperatures are cool enough. We have 2 ski resorts here in the area. They are not in Asheville, but one is about 40-50 minutes north of Asheville. Hatley Point is the newest, or it's an old ski resort, but was purchased recently and updated, renovated. It's a bougie little place, and you can ski, snowboard there, or we prefer to go to ℍ𝕬𝕟, which is just west of Asheville, about 50 minutes from our house in South Asheville. And again, we love to go there. We have seasonal passes usually. It's family friendly. They have classes for kids, for adults. You can ski, you can snowboard. They have tubing nearby. You can do all kinds of stuff. Outside of those activities, you can also do fly fishing, white water rafting, kayaking, canoeing, going on the lakes, camping, which we also love to do. We go camping probably every couple of weeks in summertime, or when it gets warmer. backpacking, all that is in the abundance here in Asheville area, and you do not have to go pretty much anywhere. It's all right here in the backyard. And if outdoors is not your thing, and I mean a lot of people who come here to visit or locals are not into outdoors, well, what else is there to do? Let me tell you. Listen, Asheville is not perfect, and we have a lot of issues here and a lot of problems, but our food and beverage scene is on point. Asheville is such a big foodie town. It is also Beer City, USA. We have several James Beard Award restaurants here in Asheville, and Michelin Guide is headed to our neck of the woods as well. Asheville is a 4-time winner of Beer City, USA poll, and so anything and everything from craft coffee to hole-in-the-wall places to eat to some more fancy restaurants, breweries, bars, which, you know, we have breweries on every corner. There's a ton of breweries in downtown Asheville, in all other parts of Asheville, the county, in other counties. It's a huge beer place, not just Asheville, but everywhere around Asheville. And you know, we get spoiled here, I have to say. In fact, when we go and travel somewhere, it can be hard to find something comparable in other parts of the country, in other towns, in other cities, because we're spoiled here. We like to eat something local and go into local places where you know that you are served good food that's locally sourced from local farms, farm to table. So anyways, if you come here, especially if you move here, be prepared to be spoiled and become a food and beverage snob, so to speak. And it's not my observation, but somebody who moved here from a much bigger city, they mentioned that Asheville, surprisingly, for its size, has a lot of grocery stores. We have 3 Whole Foods, we have Trader Joe's, we have Publix, several Publix stores, Ingles grocery stores, food co-ops. We like to eat. We like to eat, and we like to be able to have access to all the good food. But if you're like us, who lately, for some reason, only occasionally like to go out, welcome to Farm to Table, Live Off Your Land community. We have an abundance of farms, farmers markets, all kinds of events like garlic festival, bread festival, a lot of culinary events throughout town all the time. We love to support local farmers markets. We personally, for example, buy our meat from a local farm, Hickory Nut Gap farm. The steaks are just chef's kiss, so good, grass-fed, delicious meat. We support them, we support some other farms, we go to farmers markets, and a lot of other people here in the area do. And that's one of the things that we do, like for example on Saturday morning, we head to farmers market, where you can find pretty much anything and everything that you would need in your kitchen. You can find it there, and it's fresh, it comes from this land, and I feel like this is the best way to support those who live here and to have a more or less healthy lifestyle. But if you need recommendations on some good places to go and eat, whether it's a special occasion or casual place to maybe go for lunch, reach out to me and my team. Our contact information in the description, and I will be happy to hook you up with some good places like Asheville proper right here. It's one of the restaurants that is known for their steaks. Good place to go for, you know, more casual or some more dressed up occasion or event. I mentioned it in other videos that Asheville has such a laid back vibe that although we do have all these amazing restaurants, right? You don't have to dress up for them. For most of them, you can just show up like it is, like you are, and you'll have a great time. to job market in Asheville, North Carolina, it largely depends on tourism and hospitality industry. And as we know, they do not pay a lot, especially here in the area. But outside of those industries or that, kind of niche, we also have Buncombe County Board of Education is one of the top employers. Medical, we have 3 major hospitals here in the area, with Mission Hospital being the biggest and the largest. Advent Health, that was or is still a leading hospital in Henderson County, is getting ready to build a new hospital just north of Asheville, so that's going to be a great bonus. And also we have some advanced manufacturing. In fact, Pratt & Whitney are expanding their operations here in the area and are bringing over 300 jobs to the Asheville market, so that's going to be a great bonus. Outside of that, a lot of people who are moving to the area bring their jobs with them, meaning they work remotely, and as long as they have internet, they can work from anywhere. So keep that in mind when thinking about relocating to the Asheville area. If you have any questions, again, reach out to me and my team. Like I said earlier, Asheville has long been known for its great restaurants and breweries, as well as great arts scene, culture, and history. Appreciation for arts goes so deep here in Asheville, North Carolina, that we have a whole district. River Art District is where pretty much most of the artists are. I mean, after the hurricane, 80% of it was destroyed, but 20% are open to visitors. You can go and take a look. They do tours, demonstrations. You can purchase art from the artists. Also, downtown has quite a few galleries and places where those misplaced artists now kind of live. Local theaters, NC Stage, Asheville Community Theater, then Shakespeare in the Park, that is kind of a pop-up free theater located in Munford, have their performances. I think every weekend in summertime. You don't have to pay for it. You just come there early enough and have a seat on the front lawn and enjoy a Shakespeare play. Orange Peel and Harris Cherokee Center, that are located right here in downtown Asheville, routinely host a variety of different performers, comedians, singers, artists. A few years ago, Neil deGrasse Tyson was here in Asheville. Adele performed in Orange Peel, as well as Zach Bryant, Norah Jones, just to name a few, just something that pops into my head. So as you can see, we love to eat, drink, be entertained, and appreciate our arts. Western North Carolina is largely rural area, with Asheville, North Carolina being the biggest town of almost 100,000 people. And the truth is, a lot of people who were initially attracted to Asheville, maybe heard about Asheville and came to visit Asheville, actually end up calling another town that is somewhere around Asheville, in Asheville's vicinity, their home. And so places like Hendersonville, Black Mountain, Weaverville, Waynesville, Canton are all within about 30-minute drive from Asheville, North Carolina. They all have downtowns. They all have, that small town charm. They offer a lot less amenities, but lower cost of living, more elbow room, more laid back, quiet lifestyle, and that is also a lot more conservative for the most part. People who are new to Asheville or who are reaching out to us thinking about relocating to the area ask us about wildlife. How about wildlife? We have an abundance of wildlife as well. The kind of biggest concern people have is about bears. We have bears. We have black bears everywhere, and since we live really, in the middle of the woods, and we came here and build our houses and build our neighborhoods, bears can be everywhere, even in downtown Asheville. It is not uncommon to have a mama with cubs walk and stroll through downtown Asheville, and then somebody will make a video and send it to local news station, and they will post it on their Instagram page. As well as, turkeys. Not uncommon to see turkeys, not just in your neighborhood or, on the parkway somewhere in the woods, but here in downtown. Bears, turkey, we have deer, and they will eat all of your tulips. Ask me how I know. Again, it's us who came and built our houses in their home, so to speak. We have snakes. We have snakes, poisonous and non. Raccoons, opossums. We have coyotes, so that started to be more of a concern, especially if you have, smaller animals, foxes, eagles. We have all kinds of birds that will take your chickens as well, or can take your chickens. We have insects. Some of them are more annoying than others, like those wood drilling bees, carpenter bees. They will drill your porch, they will drill your deck. Wasps that like to make their nests in ground. Ask me how I know. I was mowing my yard one time and I disturbed one of their nests that they built like over a week. And since then, I'm not mowing my yard anymore. Main thing with bears, not to act stupid, not to try to approach them, do not feed them, do not run away from them, and you'll be just fine. 20 years in Asheville and we never had an issue with bears here, even though they are literally in our backyard. Although Asheville, North Carolina is tucked away all the way in the mountain region of North Carolina, I would say we're pretty centrally located. We are just a few hours, like 4 to 5 hours, depending on how you drive, to the beach. And in fact, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach in South Carolina is closer than some North Carolina beaches. Then we're a couple hours away from places like Charlotte, North Carolina, which is a big city, and a lot of people would go there for maybe like a concert or a sports game. Atlanta is about 3 hours away, 3.5 hours away from Asheville. And then we have our amazing Asheville Regional Airport that's been rapidly growing over the last few years. It seems like they add new destinations every year, if not more. People who live here, including us, sometimes will take day trips to places like Greenville, South Carolina. They have Peace Center, a lot bigger center for performers, for singers, for artists, whoever that might be. Or Gatlinburg in Tennessee is about a couple hours away, even though it's kind of, if you look at the map, it's kind of close, but because you're taking a lot of windy roads through the mountains, it's about 2 hours. And that's, it's a fun little place and makes for a great, either day trip or maybe a weekend trip. Speaking of good, bad, and unexpected, Asheville is in the mountains. We have quite a bit of elevation compared to just some towns like Charlotte, North Carolina, that's 2 hours away, but it's down, not in the mountains. Asheville is about 2,200 feet above sea level, downtown Asheville. Of course, there are some areas that are a lot higher and it will be a lot cooler, and we are not on the beach. So we're kind of tucked away from extreme weather, extreme climate. I would say we have one of the most perfect climates, perfect weather all year round. We do have 4 distinct seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. Summers are super mild. Maybe a week or two during summertime, it will be, in the upper 90s, and that's like super hot, and I cannot do heat. I do not do well in heat. Same goes for winter time. Maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks. In fact, this past winter was kind of cold. We had below freezing temperatures, not just at nights, but during the day. Outside of that, it's pretty mild. We can be out and about all year round without suffering from extreme heat, extreme humidity. It's not too humid, it's not too dry. I would say if you compare, like Florida and Arizona, we're right in between. It's more like on the comfortable side. Also, unexpected part is that typically I would say that we'd never have hurricanes. We are super safe. And just 6 months ago, a little over 6 months ago, we had a very rare event happened. It is 1 in 1,000 year type of event, so hopefully it's not going to happen anytime soon or not in our lifetime, but you know how weather and climate can be. Up until Hurricane Helene, the whole time we've been here for 20 years, We never had anything like that before. We did have some flooding, and there are some areas that are prone to flooding that are in the lower parts and, you know, right next to big major rivers like French Broad River and Swannanoa River that are known to be flooded. Outside of that, it's a pretty safe place to be and pretty comfortable place to be and live. Yeah. Because we're in the mountains, our terrain is anything but flat, and that presents a few challenges, not just for developing land and building houses and, you know, expanding more, which, you know, is not always a bad thing. It is one of the reasons I think, and a lot of other people agree, that Asheville did not and will probably never blow up like Austin, Texas did. We just don't have enough flat land to build on. On the flip side, you know, it presents some challenges, and I think that's what drives prices higher because our inventory is so low, but, you know, that's a subject for a different video. Just kind of FYI. Because of our terrain, we also do not have a lot of, you know, walkable places, a lot of walkable neighborhoods, a lot of walkable parts of town. North Asheville is more or less walkable, but outside of that, you know, you're looking at downtown Asheville and downtowns of other towns around Asheville. So if you live in the vicinity of, you know, either downtown Asheville or downtown Hendersonville, you will be able to walk to some restaurants, coffee shops, you know, parks, maybe libraries, whatever that might be, some stores. And that's about it. Here in Asheville, there are some walkable neighborhoods, and I covered them in my previous video. I'm gonna put it up right here and also down in the description. You're looking at maybe some, again, North Asheville neighborhoods like Munford. In fact, you can walk all the way to downtown Asheville from Munford. Then you're looking at Biltmore Park, and that's about it. So in Asheville, if you decide to move to Asheville, you will be depending on a car. We have a huge car culture, and it's not going away anytime soon. It's just not going to be possible. So be prepared to have a car and be prepared to drive windy, steep, up and down roads that are everywhere here in Western North Carolina. And there's also a myth that North Carolina as a whole is a very cheap and affordable place to live. Not so fast for Asheville. Asheville's cost of living is actually higher than the rest of North Carolina. A median sales price in Asheville right now is right around $500,000. But compared to some other cities in the United States, Asheville is more affordable. For example, the cost of living in New York is almost 60% more than Asheville, North Carolina. Washington, D.C. is 43% more expensive than Asheville, North Carolina. Atlanta, Georgia is 7% more expensive than Asheville. Miami is 12% more expensive than Asheville. The cost of living in Boston, Massachusetts is 45% higher than in Asheville, North Carolina. And I know that I'm not comparing apples to apples because, you know, the sizes of the places. Asheville is medium-sized city, and all those other more metropolitan types of places and cities. But that's where a lot of people are coming from and moving from to Asheville. If you were to compare more, you know, comparable places like Greenville, South Carolina, that Greenville, South Carolina will be more affordable. So before you move to any area, Asheville, Hendersonville, anywhere in Western North Carolina, do your research. A lot of people went in not just, or maybe not because of more affordable housing, but because of lower property taxes. So look into that. I covered that in my previous videos about the cost of living. I'm going to put the link down in the description as well as up here as well to refresh your memory. But do your research. If you have any questions about the process, cost of living, locations, anything that I covered in this video or any other videos, reach out to me and my team. Our contact information is down in the description. We will be honored to be your real estate experts of choice if you decide to buy or sell or invest in Asheville, North Carolina.